dream in my pocket, took a step and I couldn't stop it. Every stumble lit a fire inside. Now I walk with my head held high. Lessons learned and bridges burned, still I rise with every turn. This is more than just a climb, it's my moment, it's my time. No more hiding in the crowd, gonna wear my soul out loud. The world is waiting just to see all the magic inside of me. Shine, shine like a diamond bright. Shine your light, you've got every right. You are special, let it show. Be yourself and let it flow. Stand out, don't dim your glow. You were born to steal the show. Shine, shine like you mean it. Shine so bright they can't believe it. Pages turn, but the heart stayed true. Every scar's got a golden hue, telling my story in my own style, with every post, every smile. From the hustle to the heart, every ending's a brand new start. Turning passion into plans, now I'm dancing where I stand. I don't chase, I magnetize. My journey's written in the skies. If you're watching, hear me say, you're a light to find.
Hello, everyone. It's so good to see you all. Here I am again. My name's Narelle Warcon, and I'm coming to you on Who, What, Where Wednesday on this 23rd of July. So it's wonderful to see you all. And yeah, we've got a lot to cover tonight because, again, some of our topics take a little while of getting into them and diving into them and, getting your reactions and things like that. So hello, Vivine, coming in from Western Australia. Lovely to see you. I know you may be either at work or on your way home from work, so thank you for joining in. Hello, Jean. Lovely to see you. Oh, my gosh. Jean sent me this week the most, yeah, I know, Vivine. I used that video. Sorry, Jean, I'll come back to you. Vivine, I used the video. I had it on last week. It's because it meant so much to me. And some of those words, if you really have a look and just read the words themselves, it really, with everything that's sort of happening in our world, I think sometimes it's nice to go back over some things and just read those words because they are important. So yeah, grow in the direction of the light, absolutely. And what that means to you could be different to what it means to me or what I need in my life right now. Hi, Tanya, lovely to see you. And Kenton is coming in from New Zealand, so lovely to see you, Kenton. Jean, I just wanted to get back over to Jean. Jean sent me the most amazing, I'll get emotional here, bunch of flowers this week. Sometimes when you're connected, I've never met Jean in my life. Jean is from the US. Jean and I have a lovely sisterhood friendship through our business. Hi, Glenda, lovely to see you. And sometimes people just know. I'm one of those people, I hope that I'm one of those people, I think I am, that reaches out to people in the background. Maybe I've just seen a message and things like that. There's people going through stuff that just need to know that somebody is there and somebody cares. So thank you, Jean. They're opening and they're just magnificent. I'll send you a picture in a couple of, or tomorrow maybe, just to show you how beautiful they're opening up into. So if anybody knows me well or doesn't know me well, I am a florist and have been for many years. I don't do it anymore. I had my own florist businesses and my love of flowers is huge. So Jean touched my heart with that bunch of flowers this week. So thank you again, Jean. I love you. Okay, so who's popping in here? Glenda from South Australia, thank you so much. Abdul, thank you so much. I saw Venkata, hello. Lovely to see you. I think you're new to the group, so please welcome anyone that's coming in, all you guys that are normally here. If there's anybody new, just welcome them in. Ashok, thank you so much. Ashok, I just want to say, and not just particularly to you, I see a few messages coming through on my YouTube calling Ash a second god. Ash is not a god. Ash is a very amazing man who has been blessed by our dear Lord above to bring about change in our world. So please don't call him a God, because I know Ash himself doesn't like that. So that just saying that, you can call him a wonderful, amazing, inspiring, caring, loving man, but he's not a God. So if you see that out there, let people know, okay? Because I know Ash himself doesn't like that. So, Vivine, thanks again for popping in, and thank you for always being there. Abdul, thank you so much. Lisa, thank you so much. I think, Lisa, you're coming in from Florida, if I'm correct. And Jayan, sorry if I got your name wrong, and Jayan. If I missed anybody, please forgive me. It has been a very emotional week. And also welcome to my Facebook author page, Narelle Warcon author. Anybody popping in from there, thank you. Welcome, and I appreciate the time that you take to spend with me each Wednesday night. Also my LinkedIn over there, if there's anybody coming in over there, please leave a message if you can, even if it's just a hi, hello, how you going, whatever. I really appreciate it. So I know our topic is big this week, and I do want to touch on a couple of things first. So I've already said thank you to Jean, and just an absolute needed that this week. So last week when I spoke to you, I was I was quite upset. Underneath, I was very upset because I had spoken to you about our neighbour, Dave, who had fallen down the steps. Thank you, Lisa. And who he broke his hip. Well, that was last Wednesday night. I was on 4 o'clock on the Thursday. Dave passed away. So it's been quite an emotional, because you don't expect these things, and these things happen, and it can hit hard when it does happen. Anyway, my son and I have been there for Dave and Margaret, but they also had a lot of family come and spend time and go through some things, personal stuff, which we sort of backed away from visiting. I went over and saw her today. She's coping as best she could. That's all I can say in that circumstances. So remember to keep your prayers going for all of those in need. You may not know them personally, but prayers do work. So thank you for your prayers, and particularly for me and my son and my family as well. Okay, so let's get on with it, right? Now, if you saw the topic, you would know that it was "You were born to be ... So what were you born to be? Have you thought about that before? Have you thought, I was born into this world, but why was I born into this world or this culture or those sort of things? Now, that's pretty deep, okay, so I'm not going to go there, but I just want to say I'm so glad that you're all here again tonight. Here in Australia, it's just gone 8 p.m, and I know all different times all over the world, so thank you for joining us. Every week we've come together. It's not just for information, but it's for transformation. And I hope you feel that too, that some things that I share with you from my own experiences, from my own wisdom, has somehow transformed some thinking, maybe some, behavioral patterns where you maybe stopped and thought about something a little bit more. So, over the weeks we've talked about, small is the new big, and we've talked about the power of self-talk, which we had our beautiful Willow. Please keep praying for Willow as well. Just, with everything that they're going through over their internet, it's, a difficult time for a lot of places at the moment. And I will do a shout out a little bit later on for a couple of other things that have been happening. But we celebrated my 10th anniversary of my open heart surgery a couple of weeks ago. So thank you so much for reaching out, and all those who sent personal messages. It was a big milestone in my life because, 10 years having open heart surgery is a big deal. I think we should celebrate every day. But when it gets to 10 years, it certainly has been a blessing for me. But today we're going to go a little bit deeper. Okay, so the question is, who were you born to be? And we're going to continue. You weren't born by accident. You weren't made to just get by. And I think a lot of people in our lives, or we come across people who think that this is it. This is the best I'm ever going to be, the best I'm ever going to get. Can't do anything, not going to change anything. I don't know how to. And that's where they get stuck. So, but you were born to live, to love and rise, and to shine your own unique way. And again, I know I bring this to you nearly every single week, how amazing and unique and worthy you are. So I have a couple of quotes this week, and these are not my own. These are from beautiful, amazing people that have, shared their quotes with the world. So don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive, and go and do it, by Howard Thurman. And I've always loved that quote, because it's, don't ask what the world needs. What makes you come alive? What makes you feel happy, and brings out that, oh my gosh, when I know people have said to me before, when you're talking about something, you really come alive, you're really passionate, it's like a purpose. Sometimes we don't recognize that within ourselves. Sometimes we think that other people are meant to, or we think other people, or assume other people just know, but it's not always the case. You have to be uniquely you, and that will shine through for everybody else who meets you, comes across in your path. It's not always friends, family, it's just a meeting sometimes. So number 2 is, you were born to be whole. That's WHOLE. So you may feel broken in places, and many of us, when you come on here, I know many of you and your ages, I don't know all of you or thereabouts, but what I think is, we have all been through life. We've all been through challenges. And I think Chris Johnson may have spoken a little about this morning. We have all been there. Some of us have found that it was maybe a little bit more than others, but we're not comparing here. This is not about comparison against another person. I find that sometimes with my book, Blonde Roots, having lived and survived, triumphed over sexual, physical, and mental abuse, that I have women saying to me, mainly women, that say to me, Narelle, I went through something similar, but wasn't as bad as you. Okay, and what you have to remember is, there's no comparison with domestic violence or what you've been through. What is heartache to you is heartache to most if they're going through that. Sometimes, like myself, I kept going back into different situations, same situation, but the same results as well. And it took me a little while to learn, probably because of my conditioning from childhood, and also the fact of not knowing boundaries. We've spoken about that before as well. So you may have gone through heartache, disappointment, or even trauma. Trauma can be in lots of different ways, not just through, say, a domestic violence, but like my trauma through open heart surgery, the trauma of, having things happen in your life that are unexpected things. You cannot control that. But you were never meant to stay stuck in those places. You were born to be whole, not perfect. So I don't know anybody who's perfect, and if they think they are, they're most likely not, okay? So you were born to be whole, the wholeness of who you are. Look inside, remember? So wholeness doesn't mean nothing ever went wrong, okay? It means you're healing. It means you're growing. It means you're embracing every part of your story, even the hard parts. And that's what I do each week. I come here because I have had a lot of hard parts, and we're still learning, and we're still going through sometimes the hard parts. It may not be, like I said, domestic violence anymore for me, because I grew and I stepped through that, and I grew and I put on my big girl panties, and then I howled a lot and cried and let it all out, and had to learn and heal so much within me. So your value has never decreased because of what you've been through. So remember, don't ever let yourself, remember the self-talk, or anybody else put you down because of something that happened in your life. There are things that happen in mine. Do I feel bad? I don't know whether bad's the word. Like for me, you only can make choices in your life with the experience that you have at that time. To look back in hindsight, you can't change that, okay? Yes, you can regret some things in your life. You can feel sad about some things. But growth comes from moving forward and going, that happened in my past. I cannot change it, so I'm going to keep moving forward, okay? So the quote for this one is, "The wound is the place where the light enters you," from Rumi. So the wounds, remember the scars, okay? That's the place where the light enters you, gets in or gets out, one or the other. I think it works both ways, don't you? You can have the light enter you, but you can also have the light shine out of those scars, be a ambassador per se for your beliefs in, you know, what you've been through. This is your experience, your life, okay, your story. And people can't, you can't, they can't say anything about your story, okay, because you're the only one who knows your story. So always speak up for yourself and believe in what you're saying. And if not, then walk away, because sometimes it's easier to walk away. Okay, so number 3 is, you were born to be resilient. And how many times does that come up for us? Resilience, resilience, resilience. And I will take it a little bit deeper in a minute. So life will try to knock you down, sometimes over and over, just like myself. It knocked me down and I got back up and I went back into the same situation and it knocked me down again, because this girl is a stubborn girl. And sometimes stubbornness is not a good thing, because you think you know better or best or better than your parents, or, you know, you just keep going back into something because you don't know any different. So I don't have any regrets about my past. I have learned to let it go, learnt to move on, and learnt to stay more in touch with who I am and love who I am. You know, you only have one life here, and that is really important, that you're living it according to according to you, not everybody else's rules. So resilience means getting back up each time with more wisdom, more strength, and more clarity. So have you felt that in your life, where you feel like, oh my gosh, you know, like I finally learned, or I'm a little bit more wiser because of that experience, you know? I feel stronger in being able to set boundaries and say no to some people or no to some things, that because I now have more clarity within me, so that I'm able to move forward with that extra experience. So you were born with that inside of you. Each and every one of you, you're born with that inside of you, and somehow along the way it gets stomped around. Somebody told you this, that, and everything else, that you weren't good enough, and you started to believe it. And when you start to believe that crap, what do? You start to think about it yourself, or you start to allow yourself to go, I'm not good enough. Okay, again, it comes back to that self-talk. So just if you want to go back on a couple of my videos, my live videos, and the one with Willow Griffith, and also myself the week before, there's a lot of information in there about self-talk and how it will help you through. And some of those are like a step-by-step. Some you may need, some you may think, what, doesn't suit me. Some you may take on, and you will be amazed at how that can change your life. Okay, so it's not something you can earn. It's something that you awaken within yourself. So like I said, how do you awaken things within yourself? If you're going to learn something, what do you have to do? You've either got to read it, you've got to listen to somebody, you know, you've got to take on the fact that you may need to change, okay? Change comes from in here. It doesn't come from anywhere else, okay? There might be changes going on around in our world, but the change you need to make for your resilience, for your wholeness, for moving forward, and for being who you really are meant to be, needs to come from here. So resilience looks like showing up even when it's hard. It looks like choosing joy when life gives you pain. And it looks like believing in yourself when others don't. So like I just said, it really is a choice from within. When you choose joy, it can uplift your spirit. Now, just a quick sidebar here. I've had a very emotional week, you know, not only just with neighbours, but there are a few other things going on that have really sort of upset me. And I've been riding this little bit of a roller coaster, you know, and you would understand, all of you here would understand what it's like to have a good day, a not so good day, a terribly shitty day. And sometimes you have to sit within that. Remember, we've spoken about that before, about it's okay to sit with the pain. okay? Because sometimes you need to recognize or wonder, where is that coming from? Because something might spark you, right? Or something you've listened to or heard, or something that's going on around you, whether it be in your family, your friends, or whether it's in your business. There's something going on and you don't understand it fully. So you've got to really sit within there to see, why is this coming up in me? Why am I hurting? Why am I feeling pain? You know, and things like that. I think, like myself, many of you would feel some things because you have a big heart, you know, and you have been through some hardships in life. So, and it looks like believing in yourself when others don't. Okay, so a lot of people out there won't believe in you. You have to start your happiness here. You know, believe in yourself, believe that you're a beautiful person. So, my quote for this section is, fall 7 times, stand up 8. And I think Jean has shared this just recently on one of the webinars or in a quote somewhere. So, fall 7 times, stand up 8. And you just keep that in your mind. You may be falling and you may be thinking, this is all there is. This is my only, where is up, you know, because like I said, I've hit rock bottom myself a few times in my life. And sometimes I had to sit there for a little while to understand the direction that I needed to take to be who I was meant to be. Okay, it just doesn't come. God doesn't send you this in a little message. I always have a little laugh sometimes. Thank you, Lisa. I have a little laugh with God sometimes, because I go, well, couldn't you have just sent me a letter in the mail and told me, like, you know, this is what I need to do, rather than me have to go through all of this stuff? And you might think, yeah, Narelle's a little bit weird, but I do have conversations with God from time to time, not just prayer, but conversations. So, okay, so number 4 is, you were born to be a light. Thank you so much, Vivina and Kenton. Sorry, guys, I'm missing some of the chat tonight, and it's gone berserk as usual. So forgive me for not keeping up with there. Okay, so you were born to be a light. And like I said, every week I will come here and tell you that you are worthy, you are kind, you are caring, you are loved, you are enough, okay? And you are certainly amazing. So your light doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to be a loud shining out, I'm doing this for people and I'm doing that for people, you know, or yeah, it just doesn't need to be loud. So you don't have to be famous or have a huge platform to make a difference. I come here every week. I have my beautiful friends who join me every week. If it makes a difference in one person's life, then that's all it takes. You don't need, you know, to be changing people's lives all over the world. We know who and how we're going to do that in the next upcoming time. However, right now, you know, those changes that you can do within yourself will help you to stay your ground, to stay strong in yourself, to be resilient. Nobody's going to knock me down, because this is what I believe in, okay? So sometimes the brightest light is a kind word, a listening ear, or just being present. Remember that. Sometimes the brightest light. Hello, Dr. I know it's Shami. I've seen Doctor's Delima. He has lives on YouTube as well. Very interesting. More around the health type thing. So sometimes the brightest light is a kind word, a listening ear, or just being present. And sometimes it's somebody sending you a bunch of flowers. Sometimes it's somebody replying to you. Sometimes it's somebody reaching out to you in Messenger and going, hey, are you okay? You know, remember, it's the little things that make a difference. And by that conversation, I had a conversation, reached out to a lady, her husband's not well, and she just made me feel so special. I was there for her, but yeah, she certainly made me feel just as beautiful, in the sense of just that friendship. Again, a person that I've never met before. So hi, all those joining the chat. Thank you so much for joining in. I want to keep going here because I've got a fair bit to get through tonight. So you were born to bring light into dark places, okay, in your home, your community, or your workplace, and even within yourself. And I would say more within yourself. Start with yourself first. Shine that little light. Say hello. Open a door. Send a message. You don't have to send, a beautiful bunch of flowers. Thank you, Jean. But there is so much you can do. And when you gift like that, the pleasure that you feel we had a conversation. My son and I went and got groceries today, and the lady at the serving us, was, you could see she was a little bit frustrated, and she said, "Oh, they just cop it all the time now in the supermarkets. People think, oh, just because I work at Coles." And I said, "Oh my gosh, really?" Like, I don't know what really happens in the real world anymore because I'm not out there in the workforce, but they cop it a lot. And I said to her, "You stay who you are. You are perfect just the way you are." I said, "You seem like a very strong lady anyway." And she has kids and stuff like that, but they cop it all day long. So if you can change one person's life by going into that supermarket when you're buying groceries, or when you're filling up your car with fuel or gas in America, if you're doing something, walking down the road, and you can say one thing nice to that person that you've passed or who you have or spoken to, or even a hello, "Thank you so much." How many people say thank you these days? How many people say, "That's amazing," like opening the door for people and stuff like that. I don't open a lot of doors anymore. My son does it for me because of my shoulder. And I think it shows a lot of respect, from my son to open the door for his mum. People may not know that. "Hey, Olive, lovely to see you." People may not know that, but if you saw that and you saw a boy open the door for his mum, you'd think, "Oh, that's really respectful." So sometimes you rub off on people you don't even know. It could be just saying thank you. You just made that person's day. It could be today just buying those groceries where that lady was feeling a bit, I'm over people, that I just said, "Hey, you just keep being you. You look like a strong, amazing woman." And by the time we left, she was not so, and she was happy and smiling. And I think she just needed somebody to say it's okay, because somebody else's pain, and we don't know the full story. That's the thing. You can't be judging on other people when you don't know the full story. And even when you do, it's not your place to judge, okay? There's only one judge in my life, and that's the dear Lord above. So just remember that. Okay, so, and the beautiful thing is your light helps others remember they have a light too. So like I just said, if you show your light, your thankfulness, your beauty, your worthiness, your amazingness to other people, then all of a sudden they start to think, "Well, yeah, I am a good person, or I am nice, or, I'm just having a bad day." Gosh, a bad day doesn't mean that it's for the rest of your life. It's just a bad day. We all have them. And if you don't, maybe you should try one. I'll give you one of mine if you like. Um, Keep doing the kindnesses, even if people cannot. Yeah, and some people won't accept it, Jen. There are some people that just, what? But you find most people, and I mean a high percentage of people, that will just be so grateful that you said thank you, or you said hello, or you smiled at them. Oh my gosh, like, it really isn't that hard. Did I just see somebody? Oh, hi, Ava. Lovely to see you. Sorry, I just thought I saw somebody pop in there. Yeah, so is there someone? So I have a question for you if you want to write in the chat. Is there someone who has been a light for you? You can pop it in, just their first name, whatever, your mum, your dad. Has there been somebody that you really connected with, that you felt lit up inside? Somebody who, has been a light for you, who shone the way and said, "Hey, I'm going to shine the way for you." Ava, I know you always say thank you. and I'd say, all of you here have very beautiful hearts, and, want to share with people and just give. It's a natural thing sometimes. I think from our era too, I'm not saying that the younger ones don't do it, because a lot of it depends on how they were brought up and taught. My kids were I always Right, thank you. And I won't give anything up until somebody says thank you. And I have been known to hear adults go, can I have, and I go, please. So it's old habits never die in a sense, and I don't think it's a bad one that you need to get rid of. So if you have somebody who has certainly been your light, I would love to hear that. So okay, so the quote for this one is, nothing can dim the light that shines from within. Nothing can dim the light that shines from within, from Maya and Angelo, I think it is Angelo. Yeah, sorry, wrong pronunciation. Okay, so let's get on to the next bit, because this is where I want to share a little bit more with you. You know that you come here every week and I share a lot of my wisdom and stuff like that. Today I want to take it over to our CEO, okay? So my next one is, you were born to be impactful. So let's talk about impact, not the kind that comes from applause or headlines, but the kind that's born in the fire, the kind that stands tall even after being pushed down. You were born to be impactful, not by accident and not by force, but by consistently choosing love over fear, people over ego, and purpose over comfort. And there are living examples of this kind of impact. Let me take a moment to honor someone whose journey speaks to all of us, and that is our CEO, Mr. Ash Mafara. Over the past year or so, he has walked through storms most people will never know about, and we don't need to. He's had legal battles, direct attacks on technology and infrastructure, betrayals from those once trusted, and deliberate attempts to dismantle not just a system, but a vision. This is not always easy when you, again, bring it back to the impact that this has had, not just on our CEO, Mr. Ash, but also on each and every one of us. Okay. Hi, Marcianne. Lovely to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. So most would have folded. Most would have disappeared quietly, but not Ash. He didn't just survive the storm. He continued to build in the middle of it. He continued to believe in people, even when people tried to tear down what he created. And he kept leading, not with anger, but with vision, grace, and a fierce sense of purpose. I hope this is touching your heart, because you really need to understand the impact that what has happened over the last 12 or 18 months, what's happened over the last few months, what's happened over the last couple of weeks is impactful to each and every one of us in all different ways, and it can affect us in different ways, whether it's a sadness, happiness, like a confusion, an overwhelm, what's happening, what's going on, I don't understand. It brings it down to trust, okay, and to have faith. And you need to dig deep for some of those things as well. Because Mr. Mafara Ash was born to make a difference in this world. He was born to uplift humanity, to challenge systems that no longer serve us, and to pave a path where others can rise. His resilience wasn't just tested, it was revealed. So his resilience wasn't just tested, it was revealed. You become so much stronger when you can just keep forging forward and keep getting up and staying or coming from a place of love. So, and in that, he reminds us all, true impact isn't about avoiding hardship. It's about rising through it with heart. So the quote for that part, and I really want you to take that on board, what I've spoken about, share this out with people who may be a little bit confused about what's happening, who may be overwhelmed, who may be in pain, who may be hurting. Share this out so that they can feel the sense of, or the depth of impact that Ash is not only making for, or doing for the company, the business, as I think Chris or even Ash himself said, you know, about being a movement, not just a business. Share this out so that others are listening in to something that may just make them feel a little bit more at ease. So success is not about what you accomplish for yourself. It's about what you inspire others to do. Uplifting, all the time uplifting, loving, caring, supporting, you know. So you were born to be, well, what were you born to be? You were born to be you. And that's why each of us is so unique, so beautiful, so loving, so caring. I know I'm full of it tonight because I need it myself. Sometimes the words that I share with you are what I need myself. So I need to remind myself that I'm okay, that I'm not perfect, but I am uniquely me, and I'm worthy and amazing, and just like you all are. Okay, so um, so the important truth of life is you were born to be you. Okay, so not a copy, not a version of someone else, not a watered down version of yourself to make others comfortable. And boy, have we all done that, right? Ooh, better not say that, better not do that, can't do this, can't do that, because you're watering yourself down to make somebody else feel comfortable. Just you, authentic, honest, growing, glowing, excuse me, becoming. So please be bold, be kind, be real. You were born to walk in your own purpose, in your own power, and in your own voice. And my quote for this one is, you were born to stand out, not to fit in. You have a platform, it's called yourself. You don't need a platform of a YouTube or whatever, even though we have gone over that in the last weeks and why it is important. One of the things that stood out for me, Chris had a live, for me it was earlier this morning, for you it was probably last night, but he said that, Ash said, you need to have a YouTube channel, you know, and I want you to do this with it. And so as Chris has mentioned, you know, that he donates the money that is raised through the channel. The same is happening here. Okay, I believe that there are people out there who need our help. We can't always get to the ones that we think or we don't know, or you know, we only hear what we hear. We want to do more, but we don't know how to do that. So just in saying that, remember, I do have memberships available on this channel for that reason, so that you can, you know, maybe contribute something per month, if you're able to. You don't have to. Okay, none of this is ever about having to do anything. Okay, so our number 7 is keep rising. Okay, MMF, thank you. Very shortly. Yeah, well, like I said, anyway, we'll keep going here. So who were you born to be? Well, you were born to be whole. You were born to be strong. You were born to be a light. You were born to make a difference. And most of all, you were born to be you. So don't let the world make you forget that. Okay? I think in this world at the moment, it's just, oh my gosh, you know, like I said, you know, there's people out there that I don't realize because I'm not in, you know, I'm not out there working in and mixing with a lot of people. I try and stay within my own little area here, my little hermitville, because it's easier than going out there. But when you do have to go out, you've got to really try and be or accept or acknowledge, I suppose. So every day is a new chance to walk in purpose with courage and with heart. So every day is a new chance to do that. Remember, what happened today is been done and gone. Okay, you can't go back and change things. And please don't live with regret. Regret is one of the saddest things that you'll ever live with. Okay, if you want to do something, do it. Do it because that's what makes you come alive. Okay, so take the next step. Every step forward counts. Okay, and it's so true. Every step forward is just, uh, I can't say it enough, you know. We don't always see the path right up, you know, ahead. But if you take that first step in faith, you will feel so much better. And when you start doing it for you, because it helps you come alive, oh my gosh, you're going to just explode. It will feel so good. You'll want to do it again and again. So I believe in you. And the quote for this one: when you let your light shine, you unconsciously give others permission to do the same. Okay, so let your light shine. You have it within you. Do whatever you need to do which makes you happy. I know today's been a little bit more of from an emotional side of things, but I think it's coming right now when we need it. So you were born to be, what were you born to be? So those are the things that I like to bring up for people. It gives you some thoughts for the week. It makes you think about, and like I said, if you share it out, maybe there's somebody out there that that might need a bit of uplifting right now, and maybe stuck in that negativity of, and look, don't get me wrong, because being stuck in something is not a negative, okay? Because part of growth comes from being where you are, right? It might feel like you're stuck. It might feel like you've hit rock bottom, but the choice that comes from that to stand up, to be resilient, to be impactful, is that choice that has to come from you, and nobody can do it for you. You can have people around you who support you, who uplift you, absolutely. But those choices to make those big decisions in life have to come from you. So go back, have a listen to self-talk, have a listen to some of the others. Like I said, share it out if you can, only because I think it's starting to get to be a level of, particularly within our business, we need to be standing and really holding hands right now, and holding hearts as we step into the next phase, as we step into all those new, the own news. Got to get used to calling it that. And I'm just going to go over there quickly. Oh, I wanted to share, before I go over there quickly, I just want to share something with you. I wanted to share a story about an Australian lady who, we talked about who were you born, or you were born to be. And I Googled something because I wanted to see, some resilience in women in particular. Forgive me, guys, but sometimes it's about us women. So I'm just going to read this to you, if you don't mind. So a powerful example of an Australian woman who became who she was born to be in the 20th century is Ruby Langford Deneby. Born on a mission station, she faced numerous hardships, including the departure of her mother and the loss of 3 children. Despite these challenges, she became a respected writer and storyteller, sharing her experiences as an Aboriginal woman in Australia. So her early life: Langford was born in 1934 on a mission station in Coraki, New South Wales. Her challenges: she experienced the trauma of her mother leaving the family when she was 6, and later the loss of 3 of her 9 children. The resilience: despite these hardships, she became a strong and independent woman, working as a fencer, cleaner, and machinist. Langford became a celebrated author, using her writing to share her experiences and her perspectives as an Aboriginal woman. Her notable works include Don't Take Your Love to Town and Real Deadly. Over here, deadly as an Aboriginal, they use it as in deadly, as in that's cool, or something that means, a positive rather than a negative. Recognition: she received accolades for her contributions to Australian literature and her powerful storytelling. Other notable women who became who they were born to be was Jean Galbraith, a botanist, gardener, and writer who, despite lacking formal qualifications, became highly regarded in her field. Nancy Bird Walton, a pioneering aviator who defied expectations by becoming a qualified pilot at the age of 19 in the 1930s. And Dame Nellie Melba, a world-renowned opera singer who achieved international fame and helped establish the gramophone and radio broadcasts in Australia. So I just wanted to share a few of those things with you, because they are, hugely important to acknowledge people who have gone before us, because we think everybody is born with this massive, great wonder, or we look at other people and we compare that, oh, why aren't I like that? Or I don't know how to be like that. And I'm hoping that, coming here each week is giving you some sort of the ability to at least stand in your own power, stand in your own light. Okay, so now just quickly, because I'm not going to read all ONU 6 to you, you can go into your back office and read that. Just remember to go to the ONU section at the top once you log in. But one of the biggest things, I suppose, that stood out for me is our big, bold, beautiful shared dream. What are you dreaming? Okay, what are you becoming? Who do you want to become? Who were you born to be? Okay, so these are really incredible words. It's worth revisiting what that really means, and that's what I shared in that ONU 6. Excuse me. I'm just going to sit forward a little bit. So go and have a look, reread it. I think we've been told many a times to go back over those words and have a read. Sit with the first few words and see how that feels for you. Hey, Mahendra, thank you for joining us. I'll come over to the chat now. I hope that today has been of some value to you all. Remember that if you want to, I have got a new website coming, and oh boy, I've been burning the candle at both ends just to get it coming. It looks like it will probably be ready next week. Here it is. I'm so excited. Honestly, I'm like a little kid in a toy shop because it's so. I love it. It's just so beautiful. Let me know if you think the same. But I can't wait to share it with you all, because it really has. It's more impactful. It's more, storytelling. It's more about my country. I love Australia. It's my country. It's where I was born. And again, if you want to have a look at a couple of my videos on my YouTube channel, please subscribe. It is free to subscribe. But if you want to go over and just leave a little message, I did one for an Australian song, right? One that I had put the words together, and I also put photos together with it. But I also made one called Light the Way. Okay, it's a beautiful little video. Honestly, if you could go over there and support me just by giving it a like, love, or leave a little comment, I would really appreciate that. I do put a lot of work into it. Hey, Raysheb. Hi, FM. Into these little videos, because I love being creative. It helps me when I'm having a little bit of a couple of bad days, or a couple of sad days, or a couple of emotional days. It's always good to try and be creative. So if you can support me over there, that I would really appreciate that. Like I said, if you do subscribe, it is free. Just click on the bell and you can press on all notifications. When I do go live, it will just notify you. So it's not every day. Like I said, I do come to you every Wednesday evening here in Australia on Who, What, Where Wednesday. Keep an eye out for that, because we always have great topics. I think they are. I'd love to know that you do. And remember that we have our the lyrics for our song, which is Shine Like You Mean It, which is the introductory song as you come into our live each week. If you do have any questions, please ask them here. If you enjoyed this evening, please pop a heart. Hello, Manu. Lovely to see you. I'm missing so many of you lately, but I just had to step away for a little bit just to check on my own emotions. But I do have some beautiful friends here. So I'll just go through to the chat quickly. I think I've cut. I wanted to come back to prayers. There's been some devastation in Bangladesh with a plane, I believe, that went down. There's also a friend reached out today from the Philippines, and they're having horrific flooding and things going on. Now, what happens in our world, we can't control when it comes to, the weather and things like that. What we can do is we can uplift each other in prayer and pray for these people that are being hurt and in a lot of pain. We've had just recently in our own town here, 3 19-year-olds, 2 boys and a girl, who were killed in a head-on smash just a couple of days ago. And you can't control how that happened or why, you question and things like that. Can you imagine the feeling of the parents, you know, of those 19-year-old people that were all killed in the accident? So it goes on all around the world. Something's happening in your area or somebody else's area. Just put prayers out to cover the whole world, you know, because we need change and we know that change is coming. But we certainly need to keep our faith, keep uplifting our CEO, make sure that we uplift those leaders. You know, I don't like calling them that, but those who, you know, who share the positivity around what is coming. Please make sure that you uplift them, okay? Keep them positive, keep them, you know, surrounded with your love and care. So let's go over here. So I just wanted to say to keep praying for those, because there's a lot happening even in our hometown. So Vavine, thank you so much for being here again. I do need to catch up with you. So Emma Math, thank you. Jean, thank you so much. And again, for the beautiful flowers. Yeah, Jean, big, bold, beautiful. It's certainly a beautiful feeling, isn't it? Okay, Mahendra, thank you so much. I'll just run through quickly. Sorry, guys, if I'm looking a little bit shabby tonight, but I did the best I could. Amaneth, thank you so much. Olive, thank you so much. You're such a beautiful lady. I need to catch up with her, have a chat with you as well. Kenton, thank you so much for all your beautiful sharing in here, your comments, and certainly for uplifting and sharing out the information. We've had some lovely things, you know, going on in the background as well. It's not all about negativity. It's just about, you know, things or dealing with things as they come up in your life. So Lisa, thank you so much for joining us. Anyone else? Abdul, quick whizzy through FM. I won't be able to get to the messages. I do copy them and keep them, so I will go through them after the live has finished. Like I said, even if you can leave a comment after the live, after the live, but on the recording, that's always good for the algorithms. Everything I do, I come to you from my heart. I come to you with passion, and I like to be able to share something that makes you think. Okay, so remember this week, you were born to be you. Okay, you are important. I love you all. Thank you so much again for being here. I do appreciate each and every one of you. God bless you all. Keep praying and uplift somebody today. Okay, if it's tonight, then yeah. But remember, you can uplift somebody so easily just by being you. Okay, be kind-hearted. I love you all. God's richest blessings to each and every one of you. I hope to see you next week on Who, What, Where Wednesday. And thank you for joining in from LinkedIn, Narelle Warcon, author, and anybody who is here today that I may have missed. Ava, thank you so much. My heart goes out to you and all those in Bangladesh. So anyway, love you all. I shall see you again next week on Who, What, Where Wednesday. Bye for now. Love you all.
Woke up with a dream in my pocket. Took a step and I couldn't stop it. Every stumble lit a fire inside. Now I walk with my head held high. Lessons learned and bridges burned. Still I rise with every turn. This is more than just a climb. It's my moment, it's my time. No more hiding in the crowd. Gonna wear my soul out loud. The world is waiting just to see all the magic inside of me. Shine, shine like a diamond bright. Shine your light, you've got every right. You post, every smile. From the hustle to the heart, every ending's a brand new start. Turning passion into plans, now I'm dancing where I stand. I don't chase, I'm magnetized, my journey's written in the skies. If you're watching, hear me say, you're a light to find your way. Shine, shine like a diamond bright. Shine your light, you've got every right. You are special, let it show. Be yourself and let it flow. Stand out, don't dim your glow. You were born to steal the show. Shine, shine like you mean it. Shine so bright they can't believe it. If they doubt you, let them talk. You're the thunder when you walk. Turn your truth up past the 10. You're the spark, ignite again. Shine, shine like a diamond bright. Shine your light, set the world alight. You're special, let it show.